Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda.
And
This
I'm
is
Kevin. And how are y'all doing? And
with A. Smith Gallery.
A. Smith Gallery.
And we have with us today Bob Tully.
Welcome, Bob.
And he's not.
Yes, hi everyone.
Yeah. So they're not related.
Bob is from the better, more interesting side of my family.
Okay.
Yeah, people, I hope people don't think that we got this rigged, you know?
No, you're just a really good photographer, believe me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Bob won the Jurors Award in the water exhibition that was juried by Elizabeth Avedon. And the name of that image was Sacred Water. And for winning that image, we're going to do an awards collective gallery talk with him today. And Kevin is going to read.
I'm going to read bio and his artist statement.
Okay.
Bob says, I was born in the South Bronx and experienced my early life in the many diverse neighborhoods of New York. My introduction to the imaginal world of photography materialized in a unique place and time. I witnessed my first print slowly appearing in a swirling liquid-filled pan. It was on a base camp during the Vietnam War. I knew immediately what I wanted to pursue when I returned home. I attended the New York Institute of Photography, where the majority of the instructors were working professionals. I relocated to California and entered the City College of San Francisco, which had an excellent 2-year photography program. Something we never talked about. So in Vietnam, why was there a dark room? What was the purpose of that?
It was a recreational outlet. It was a trailer, in the middle. It was a huge base camp. And they had this trailer, they also had trailers, with game rooms and stuff like that,
Right.
It was quite unique. The reason why is that we were able to buy these really expensive cameras in the PX for hardly anything. So we needed, to develop the film in order to, that's how I got into it anyway. It started in a trailer on a base camp in Vietnam.
So it was a recreational thing.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Wow, that's cool. So how about the artist statement? Here we go. The body of work explores my recent travels through photography, unveiling the misty magic of Venice in winter. Her timeless beauty costumes itself in elegance and color. Her quiet streets and canals beckon those clad in both grandiosity and grace to celebrate Carnival. My love affair with Venice's architecture, history, and its people inspires me to visually reveal the rare enchantment of this magically beautiful city. These images are created with the specific desire that they function as metaphors with unique inner vision. They are not my possessions. They don't belong to me. I simply attempt to bring the scenes to life with the intention of eliciting an emotional response from those who experience them. Fantastic. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to screen share your images.
We get to go to Venice.
And we get to go to Venice. So you've been to Venice multiple times, right?
Well, yes. My wife and I lived in Venice for 7 months.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Yes.
And it was, serendipity. Our landlord went to the same grade school, junior high, and high school that we did.
Oh, wow.
In New York. So it was very fortunate. He went to Venice in 1973 after he graduated from Princeton and to go to art school there and never left.
Wow.
So that must have been a heck of an experience being there that long of a period of time, right?
Oh, every day was an adventure. It really was. Like if you needed certain little things, say if you needed to go to a hardware store, where's the hardware store? You got to take three vaporettos on the canals. You get on this canal, then go to that canal, that kind of thing. Like you would do in any big major city, but in this case, it's all canals.
Wonderful.
This image here.
Yeah, tell us about this image.
Yes, it was taken late at night after traveling all day. This is the taxi port for Marco Polo Airport. You see the lights on the right-hand side of the image. Those were the lights shining down on the runway.
Right.
So there's three ways of getting to Venice from the airport. One is you can take a bus that lets you off in the main terminal. One, you can take a Vaporetto, which is the water bus. And the third way is to take a water taxi, which is more expensive, but when you've been traveling all day, and you really poop, you don't care about the expense, you just want to get to your hotel room. So I took the water taxi. The reflection on the bottom showing the buildings on the top is on the glass of the boat.
Right, right. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
This is a really wonderful image.
I
I love the way with all these images it's the atmospherics that make them so compelling.
It's a lot of
Well,
fun.
you know, that's what I went with. That's what was in my head when I went there. I knew it was going to be raining, and I wanted to get that misty feel to all the images. You know, I didn't care if the sun didn't come out. You know, I just wanted that feeling. And I call this one Morning Lights. It's right before the dawn, and the lights are still on.
Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions here.
Okay.
This may be far afield, but did growing up in the cultural and visual milieu of New York influence your attraction to photography and the unique flamboyance of Venice?
I think so, because I was very fortunate to grow up in a very good neighborhood in the old days, in the 50s, where it was multiracial. There was everyone there. There was Jewish people, there was Italian people, there was Puerto Rican people, there were Irish people. So you learn how to live with all these different cultures, and I think that really helped me later on in life.
Wonderful. What about this image?
This image is also just being on the Vaporetto early in the morning. You have to be up really early in the morning to get these images, because you can see there's no traffic on the canal.
So are you standing on a dock there, or are you in a boat?
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
In a Vaporetto, which is a water bus.
Okay. So how is that different than that's like a motorboat as compared to a gondola, right?
Yeah. So well, a gondola only holds 4 people.
Right.
A Vaporetto is the way people travel in Venice when they have to go to work. It's their way they commute.
Yeah.
And it holds maybe 50 people.
Ah, okay. Like a
It-
water
it-
bus.
It's a water bus.
Yeah. That's stunning.
This is a sunrise.
That's just
Obviously super early in the morning. The sun was to the left there, wrapped on the other side of that building, was just popping up, where the light of the sun was hitting the buildings on the right, but the buildings on the left were still in shadow. And it was a long exposure to smooth the water over.
Well, I've got another question for you. You found photography amidst the chaos and confusion of the Vietnam War. What did that mean to you emotionally at that time?
Oh, it was a godsend, because war is pretty boring, to say the least. There's a lot of nothing goes on, then all of a sudden everything goes on. So to
Right.
fill in a lot of nothing, you go stir crazy. And once I fell in love with photography, that first print, and that right away I knew what I wanted to do when I got back from Vietnam. I wanted to go to photography school under the GI Bill, which I did. So if it wasn't for that trailer, I would have probably never picked up photography.
Right, right. This is a beautiful shot.
Yes, this is another, just cruising along on the Vaporetto, early misty morning.
So
I
I have
have several
questions.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I have several photographs of just gondolas, and I title them by the number of gondolas there were. Like this is Cinque Gondole, meaning 5 gondolas.
So how come some of them have that like on the painting behind me have that headstock thing and some of them don't?
Yeah, well, these, that's a good question. These do have it, but it's on the front, and the front is towards the building.
Okay. That blue is just so nice in this image.
Yeah, that's a standard, blue top that they have in all the gondolas.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, this is after early morning rain, and then the sun came out, and puddles everywhere on the cobblestones. So, found me a nice puddle.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, these are really nice.
Again, this is from the Rialto Bridge, which is the most famous bridge in Venice. And there's hundreds of people on this bridge, later on in the afternoon. And the canal is filled. Oh, by the way, there's a vaporetto. There's 2 of them on the left there.
On the left, yeah, I see that. Yeah, right.
See, those are the vaporettos.
Yeah.
But in any case, this canal gets really jammed, traffic jam later on in the day when all the tourists come. So all my shootings, I try to do super early in the morning before the crowds came.
The lighting is really nice then.
This is during the carnival. Now, this gentleman is dressed up as the Doge, and the Doge was the king of Venice.
Right. So what are we looking at across the way there?
That is, I forget the title of the chapel, not chapel, cathedral, basilica, but there's several major basilicas in Venice, which means those are cathedral sized, and then there's hundreds of churches, but that's one of the big churches of cathedrals across the bay. That's the Giudecca Canal, which is actually bigger than the Grand Canal. This is the canal where all the carnival ships, all the it's not steamships, but the tourist travel ships would come in.
Right.
And they banned them because for 2 reasons. Because of their wake, they were eroding all the sides of the buildings, and also they hold 10,000 people, and they all get off at once. So you get hit with big mobs of people all at once, and they just look around, go around, but they eat on board. They eat in the morning, and they go back to the boat to eat. So they don't even go to the restaurants.
Right.
They just walk around and look at souvenir shops and stuff.
Right.
So the people who live in Venice, they go out in the morning and they go out in the evening,
I bet the food's pretty good there too, right?
Oh my God, yes, the seafood is incredible. And this term we have in America, farm to table. Well, there it's seat to table.
Yeah. Right.
This is just a beautiful sunny morning. The sun was just coming out. It wasn't out strong yet. That golden cylinder on the right was part of every year they have a major art festival called the Biennale.
Right.
And sculptures put up these huge sculptures all over the city. This was a sculpture. If I was to pull back and show you a wide shot, it pretty much looks like a phallic symbol.
Ah, okay. Beautiful.
This is just one of the carnival jesters.
So there are folks that just dress up specifically to be photographed. Is that right?
It's a big deal. These folks, they wait all year to, which costumes they're going to wear, and it's pretty elaborate. And then they go to the balls at night, which are pretty expensive, 500 euros to go to, some of them even more expensive, others. And they recreate that era in time of the 14th century, and it's quite amazing. And they just walk around and, want you to take their picture, and they pose. Now, the funny thing is that everyone is trying to take a picture of the same person. So you've got to be really skilled and patient to get solo shots.
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful. I love this one. So do the hands have something to do with that art event?
Yes, the Benenali. Those
Yeah.
hands are very famous now. Those were done by the sculptor Lorenzo Quinn, who's Anthony Quinn's son.
Ah,
And he's a very famous sculptor. Now, this he did for Benenali, and it was so successful they kept it up after Benenali closed. And then he did another one in a small canal where the hands cross each other, and there's like, say, 4 pairs of hands, and it's over a canal, so it's like a bridge of hands.
oh, wow. Wow. Fantastic.
And it has to do about ecology, by the way. The hands are holding up the building that's starting to fall apart because of erosion and global warming, with the
Right.
tides getting higher and things like that.
So did it flood quite a bit when you were there? Did the
No, but it does flood, and they call it high water, where they put these temporary platforms that are about 4 feet wide, like miniature sidewalks, and hundreds of people are walking on these platforms around. It's like, it's really crazy.
right?
I never, all the times that I spent in Venice, I never experienced the high water. And the high water is happening more often
Yeah.
now than it
Yeah.
did. This lady is posing underneath the bridge of Sai, and the bridge is not shown here. It's right above her head. It's the bridge that goes from the palace to the jail, and there's little windows in the bridge where the prisoner would have his last view of freedom before he went into the cells.
Right. Very nice. That looks like Andrew Jackson, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, it does. This is on the back window of the Academia, and it was part of the Benenali also.
Well, I have another question for you. Has your
Yes.
experience behind a camera in the entertainment world had an effect on your still photography? Did it cause you to see differently?
Oh, yes, but you want to hear something that's ironic? When I first got into the television industry, I wanted to be a cameraman, obviously. And at the time, I just got married, and my wife had a child on the way. So I needed to get a staff job where I can get health insurance and more steady work. And so they said, well, listen, we have enough cameramen. We'll take you on as staff, but we need audio guys. And I says, okay, I'll do it. And once you get into a position, it's hard to get out of it. So I did
Right.
audio for many years.
Right.
And then when I switched to camera, I didn't want to be a camera operator because they wear a headset and the director is yelling instructions in their ear constantly during the whole show. I was assistant camera where I'm with the cameraman, but I don't have the same pressure. And to
Right.
me, I rather have done that, which I did, because I didn't think the extra pressure was worth it. So it's funny now that people see my photography, they says, how come you weren't a cameraman in television?
Exactly.
And also, what we did, we were called camera utility. We were kind of like the roadies of television, you know, we were a
Ah,
little more free and looser.
right, right.
I simply call this Casanova.
Yeah. So these individuals all dressed up like that, they just walk around waiting for somebody to take their picture, right?
That's it. That's what makes their day.
Yeah, yeah. It,
And it makes the photographer's day. You know, it's quite unique where you have people wanting to pose for you.
right.
Now, this is Peggy Guggenheim's museum in Venice, and it's right on the canal, as you can see. And it's in the part of Venice where there's a lot of galleries and things, and the University of Art. So it's really a really nice place to be.
So what kind of work is in that collection? The,
Oh, it's mostly contemporary.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
As I was saying earlier, you know, by the number of gondolas, that's what I would call the photograph. Well, this is called una gondola.
Yeah, I have always been fascinated with gondolas. I don't know exactly why, but there's something mythic about the look of them.
Well, you know something, when the 7 months that I lived in Venice, we lived just around, not even around the corner, a short walk to where the gondola boathouse, where they build them.
Hmm.
And it's quite a unique craft.
Right.
You know, they're not symmetrical. That's why you could row them with one oar and it goes straight.
They kind of have they have an uplift at the back, right? They're kind of,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
an uplift in the back and an uplift in the front.
yeah,
But as I said, they're curved. The whole boat is curved.
right.
So when you're rowing with one, it goes straight.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
They figured it out.
Oh yeah, but I tell you, it costs 140 euros for a half hour. So
Oh, wow.
they figured out how to charge it too.
Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yeah,
What a costume, man.
yeah. I tell you that they really get elaborate with these costumes.
Man.
And I just happened to see the seagull in the back as I was taking the photo.
Yeah, that's great.
Now this I got a little creative on. This is the Giudecca Canal, as I was saying before. And
I really like the way you bumped up the color in these images.
this particular one, I bumped it up a little more because of the colors. She's holding an image of one of the doges from past centuries. She had a very colorful. But you could see her eye. She had blue eyes also.
Right. So these people that do this, they're natives. They live there, right? Or no?
No, they come from everywhere.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of well, no, the natives, they're over it, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
come from everywhere. They do this. It's like from all over Europe.
Right.
And as you was asking before, oh,
What'd you say? You want to go back to that one?
yeah, go back for a second. You were asking about the plate in front of the gondola. There you go, right there. See?
Right.
Yeah, it's a counterbalance.
Yeah. 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 There's something mythic about the way those look. This is a wonderful image. It's just so rich. What a rich, all the great color.
This is in the Basilica of Saint Marco, and those are seven. There's Virgin Mary and seven apostles next to the crucifix. And I don't recognize them from the back, so I couldn't tell you their names. I do have their names though.
So did
This
you,
was,
is that seagull actually there? Did you catch the
yeah, it's a
seagull
stroke of
flying?
luck, you know. Again, I was on the Vaporetto. I always sit in the back of the Vaporetto where I don't have to shoot through a window. And as I was taking a picture of the gondola, it flew into my lens.
Wow.
This is just one of the little of the hundreds of little canals all over the island, you know, and
And it's so different because it doesn't have all the flash. It's more of a,
yes, it's a
a little,
back out,
it's a little grungier.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know, there's tons of these.
So one thing I've always been interested in, so living there, it's got to just be incredibly humid, right? Or no?
Yes, in the summertime, for sure. And by the way, that's why in the wintertime, like when I went there for Carnival, it wasn't that cold temperature-wise, but the dampness went right through you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, boy, it was, you know, I had, thermal underwear and heated vests, you know, I had all kinds of stuff to keep me warm.
So do the houses have wood-fired stoves and chimney and fireplaces?
No, they have conventional heating,
Yeah,
which is very expensive because it's an island.
right. That's a great shot, and I love that one.
See, these are all the delivery boats in the morning. Everything gets delivered in the morning, early in the morning, whether it's laundry or beer or groceries or seafood or stocking up all the businesses and all the hotels. It's all done early in the morning. You know, what goes in goes out also. It all goes out in you know, all the trash and all that stuff.
Right.
It's really amazing the inner workings of Venice, that when you live there and you see how things are done, like how they deliver the mail and
Hmm.
you know, just simple life, just life.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's boy, it's amazing what they do.
That's beautiful.
Like if you buy a refrigerator, they'll deliver it on one of these boats and lug it up your seat. It's like,
Wow.
Right. This is also a really beautiful shot.
this is the morning I left, and you can see there's a Vaporetto in front of me,
Right.
and I'm on the Vaporetto because you can see the wake of it. And this is when I was leaving.
Wow. That's got a real classical look to it. That's really nice. I think that's our last one, unfortunately. These are all really beautiful, Bob. Good job, man.
Thank you very much.
Great trip.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So when are we going, Amanda?
I don't know.
Well, you let me, I'll tell you which hotel to stay in.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take you up on that one.
Well, it's been wonderful talking to you, and thank you so much for doing this and supporting the gallery. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank you guys for supporting me. I really appreciate it, you know. And I know, Amanda, once in a while you got to kick my butt and send me an email because I procrastinate, you know.
That's
But
okay.
after you send me that email, I got that night I got to work.
Yes, we got it done. Yay. Very good.
All right.
Well,
Okay, well, thank you very much.
oh, thank
We're
you.
going to sign off. Thank you for doing this, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, take care. Bye now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.